Michael Guyman, President and CEO of the Tucson Metro Chamber, and this is
Zach Yenser, the Vice President of Business Advocacy for the Tucson Metro Chamber.
So we wanted to spend some time with you for a little bit to talk about some of the changes that are happening at the Tucson Metro Chamber, starting with Zach Yenser becoming our Business Advocacy Vice President. Very, very excited to bring Zach on board. You bring just a wealth of knowledge to the organization, Zach. For the last 4.5 years, you've run Tucson Young Professionals, very successful organization. When you walked in the door, there were 100 members. When you left 4.5 years later, there were 1,000 members, just incredible. You grew the organization from a financial position tenfold and just had a lot of experience also just with a lot of policy issues. You were building the advocacy aspect of Tucson Young Professionals. And it's just very exciting to have you now on the team leading our advocacy efforts here at the Tucson Metro Chamber. So welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm really excited. It's been a great, really 10 years of work in Tucson in a variety of ways that have all really led, I think, to this moment where, and you'll talk about this in a minute, where really how you've reorganized the advocacy side of the house really is a culmination of a lot of the things I've had the opportunity to do in Tucson, all rolled into kind of one thing. So really excited about it and excited to be here. And thanks for your leadership and vision. And we'll get into all that in a second. But the Chamber is a 126-year-old organization. But just in case, remind us the mission, the vision, where we're at with membership, and then also curious to hear, for at least this year, what is the mandate the members have given us around public policy areas where members say these are the issues that are impacting us on a day-to-day basis in our businesses, and we want the Chamber to represent those issues.
Yeah, absolutely. So the mission of the Tucson Metro Chamber is to champion an environment where your business thrives and our community prospers. And we have, with 1,400 members strong, we have a lot of members who are very engaged in our various committees and are very active in helping us do the work that we ultimately accomplish at the Chamber. But the Chamber essentially is, we are a connector to influencers and leaders. So we are, through our networking events, through our committees, we help connect those members to each other as well as to those leaders within our community. We do, from a catalyst perspective, we do a lot of work in workforce development. So talk a little bit more about that in a bit, but we are working to make sure that we are addressing the workforce development needs, which when I have a lot of conversations with businesses, that's a lot of what they bring up in terms of the ability to hire the right people with the right skills. And then for 126 years, we have been the business community's champion in terms of making sure that we are addressing the issues and the policies that help bring about a stronger business community. And so through that, we have developed a local public policy guide. And those pillars really are transportation infrastructure, it's public safety, it's land use, and it's workforce development. And so those pillars were created by our Public Policy Council, but quite frankly, they were also created based on conversations that we've had with our members. Our members tell us what issues are out there. And as an example, I created the Coalition Against Retail Theft because we're hearing a lot from our members about the problems that they were particularly facing as retailers and retail theft and property damage. And so that's kind of the core of the policy and the things that we do. But I know that there are also some big issues that our community is facing, and we're here to help solve those issues.
Absolutely. And there's something that you said, maybe to kind of transition us into why we're here today to chat a little bit about some of the inside work that has been happening. But all of that as a foundation, something I think you said literally on day one when I joined, is that chambers for hundreds of years were about the 2 Ps. And I asked you what the 2 Ps were, and you said pancakes and parades. And that word used to kind of caught my ear because it's got me thinking about what is this moment in Tucson and what does it mean for the chamber and the chamber's role in the Tucson that we have. And it really stood out to me that since 2017, 2018, about the last 5 years, the data suggests that the old Pueblo is facing new big city challenges. And in the issues that ladder up to those public policy priorities, we have seen a really tremendous shift, and not always in the right direction on these issues. Whether that is the 300% increase in homelessness since 2018, depending on the time periods you look at, there's often a doubling of the cases of mental health and substance abuse. Getting back to CART, what drives retail theft and why is that there? When it comes to land use, we've seen a 60% increase in the cost of buying a home. When it comes to transportation, we've seen a decreasing faith, I would say, in the idea of strong regional transportation, with questions around the regional transportation authority coming up next. We've seen on a public safety side that while there's a little bit of growth, we're still understaffed. And the increase in homicides and pedestrian deaths, I think, points to the fact that we need more men and women supporting a great, safe community. And so those are just some examples where the old Pueblo is facing new big city challenges. And so the chamber, if we're going to move from just the 2 Ps, and we're still going to do pancakes and parades really well, is really the 2 Cs. We need to be that champion. And we love this community. It's why we're here and we're doing business here. But we also have to be a change maker. We also have to know when we need to represent our businesses who are saying, man, all those issues, Zach, you mentioned, all those issues, Michael, you mentioned, they're impacting my business on a daily level. We have to push for that better direction and better policy when we have to do it. So enough of that. That all leads to what's the inside work, Michael, that you've been doing inside the chamber to really position us as that bold, urgent voice going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Zach. And this has been a really good exercise for me to undergo to shift some of the responsibilities and shift a little bit of the dynamic here at the chamber. And so on the membership side, Carrie Gilchrist, our Vice President of Member Relations, that side of the house is very much in order, from new sales to retention to events. Carrie's done a great job of working with her team to deliver that part of the value proposition to our members. But this now gives me an opportunity to reorganize the advocacy side, where you, as Vice President of Business Advocacy, can lead that new team of 3 that is going to be focused on delivering the advocacy aspect of our value proposition to the members. And so Frank Velasquez Jr. is going to continue to be our Director of Workforce Advocacy, and he's going to continue to work with members to identify the skills gaps and then work with education to build some of those innovative education industry partnerships to make sure that we are delivering the right kind of programs and initiatives that are necessary for the further development of those skills that our companies really need. Stephanie Spencer, our business advocacy specialist, she's our boots on the ground. She's there at the mayor and council meetings. She is there at the Pima County Board of Supervisors meetings. She is omnipresent, talking with staff, talking with the officials, but also, that's sometimes from the reactive standpoint as it relates to policy, but we are also going to be proactive. Working with our members, we're going to create policies that are going to, if implemented, ultimately assist the business community in growing and thriving. And then we have our new communications and marketing manager, Melissa Rasciano. The communications kind of used to be on its own, but she is going to be under you because our communications department is going to be much more focused on advocacy, how we can best deliver that advocacy message to our members and to the community. She will still communicate our events. She'll still communicate the other things that we need to communicate from a chamber standpoint, but probably more often than not, she's going to be that that communicator and put together the programs that will communicate that message as it relates to our advocacy work. So very excited to build this this new team. It really is a new team. I mean, and it's going to be really take our advocacy efforts to the next level.
Yeah, well, I'm excited about it, and that's why we wanted to really give this quick inside look. Because unless we talk about, unless we storytell around it, our members and the community may not know the work really that Michael, you've been spearheading for the last number of months to really shape the chamber into an organization that is proactively and boldly talking about what a strong new economy looks like, what a safe community looks like, what an affordable community looks like. And it's going to take a level of boldness and firm friendliness, but it starts with the infrastructure internally. I think we've built that, and I'm really excited for those watching to imagine what that kind of chamber looks like. We're ready to build it and move it forward. And so I'm really excited to be here, and I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and walk us through this. And again, appreciate your vision.
No, absolutely, Zach. I appreciate you being a part of the team. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Let's do it.
Not only do we have this great team in place, we have a board of directors that is right behind us. They are also very focused on making sure that we are that bold advocate. And so between staff, the board, and our members, we are going to take this chamber to the next level, and we are going to continue to address the needs that our members have and the business community has. Because quite frankly, a successful community is always backed by a strong business community, plain and simple. So thanks, Zach.
Great, thank you.